Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, where we are romancing our boy Cal. It is age 12 time. We're just going to continue on with what we were doing before. I'm going to be jumping through shoveling dirt and xenobotany, as well as exploring outside to get our bearings out there and raise our perception and stuff. And along the way, we'll see what happens with all of that. So to start with, I think I'm going to run out and do some more exploration. Just to make sure that that's getting started already, because we have all year to do the rest of the other stuff, so I will be back. I have gift for you. Please don't blow up buildings. Ooh! So I did the peek inside, look closer, put your hand in there, we got sugar bugs, another point of colony food. Heck yeah! I really hope we can, beat the famine this time. I really want to. I really want to save our mom, and I want to do it the old-fashioned way before I use the other old-fashioned way. Technically, they're both old-fashioned if you think about it, because I had to work a lot in order to get the ship manual stuff. And I haven't even used it yet. Except to blow everybody up. You know, maybe I shouldn't have access to that at all. Oh. Surprise! It's my birthday! I'm gonna get the bouquet of exotic flowers from your mom, because this is something I didn't mention before, but I found out with Dees. If you gift this to one of your friends, it's like plus 10 friendship, just straight up. Very helpful, especially if you're trying to raise friendship with someone really fast, so we're gonna go with this. They're exotic because they came from Earth. I saved these seeds in cold storage for over 20 years just for this day, your mom says proudly. These are the first Earthborn flowers to bloom on Vertumna, white astrania. She pinches your cheek. They're special, just like you. Aww. As your dad clears the wrapping paper and the dishes from breakfast, your mom folds her hands on the table and gives you a serious look. Uh-oh. So, she says, we've been here for 2 years now. I know your dad and I have always said you're in charge of your schedule, but we've been keeping an eye on you. A loving eye, your dad interjects, stuffing wrapping paper into the recycling pickup bin. A trusting, gentle eye. You've made it pretty easy, honestly, your mom laughs, patting your hand. Most of the time you're hanging out with us in geophonics. I am! You're a hard worker, she continues. Just make sure you're not burning yourself out. Hard work may seem fine when you're a kid, but if you want to get anywhere with it, you'll need some book smarts too. Your dad joins you again. So, it's time to start thinking about how you're going to contribute to the colony when you're older. At the look on your face, he laughs. Don't worry, we're not going to make you get a job right now. We're just asking, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a farmer like you two. Your mom looks touched, but says, we're actually called agriculturalists, Yabby. Okay, well, I'm 12, so... Your dad hums, I prefer cultivator myself. Your mom thwaps him on the back with her hand, and he laughs. Well, technically, we're a combination of agronomist and pastoralist, I suppose. Well, your mom starts to get up. I'm sure your friends all want to wish you a happy birthday. Awesome. I'm gonna be a farmer. And date my farmer boy. Your mom loves to give long biology lectures while the two of you move dirt. We're lucky that the vertumnal soil more or less resembles Earth's already, she explains. It has few harmful salts or heavy metals that would be poisonous to people, like many planets in the Sol system. And most life on Vertumna is carbon-based, just like on Earth, and the atmosphere contains about the same breathable mix of nitrogen and oxygen, which is why we chose it. She frowns and leans on her shovel, but the soil is more acidic, more dense, and contains less calcium and nitrogen. Not quite right. Tell me more about dirt! Your mom smiles while she works. Well, you know we're mostly made from carbon, and we mostly breathe oxygen, but nitrogen, usually in the form of ammonia or nitrate, is another basic building block of our cells. It's in our DNA, RNA, and amino acids. She gestures at the sky. Vertumnal plants can absorb nitrogen from the air, but Earth plants and humans can't. It needs to be fixed into the soil. That's usually done with bacteria called diazotrophs, which take atmospheric nitrogen and turn it into ammonia, which Earth plants can absorb through their roots. The soil on Vertumna has plenty of phosphorus and potassium, but less nitrogen. We don't know why. Where are the diazotrophs? Why is nitrogen left behind by decaying plants like it is on Earth? If you keep studying, maybe you can figure it out someday. This is fascinating! Your mom hums. Vertumnal soil also has a high acidity, she explains. Its pH is around 3 or 4, making plant roots less efficient at absorbing nutrients. For example, corn and rice need a pH of 6. Even acid-tolerant blueberries need a pH of at least 4.5. We went through a lot of calcium carbonate when we were setting up the gardens, mostly from limestone. Limestone on Earth is made of coral or shellfish, but we haven't found any here yet. She wipes her brow. We have to use calcium oxide from wood ash. It helps bring the pH up a little, making the soil more alkaline. Yes, more! I love dirt! Your mom says. Did I ever tell you about everything we lost during the wormhole accident? I didn't want you to worry, but... Oh! In addition to a lot of our food supply, we also lost one very important geophonics cache, our compost. You look around. Big deal? Vertumna is covered with dirt. Our compost housed precious dizotrophs and other bacteria, those tiny organisms that break down plant matter and pull nitrogen from the air into nutrients earth plants can absorb. They don't exist here on Vertumna. Only a small amount of Earth's soil survives, she sighs. Now we need to help those bacteria multiply and spread, converting all this useless red vertumnal dirt into the dark, nitrogen-rich soil that Earth plants like to grow in. So, that's what we're doing now. Interesting! It's very interesting to actually hear them talk about stuff like that, even though it's a very science-y chatter, because most of the time when you try and ask the characters, especially those characters like your mom and your dad, about what's going on, they'll always be like, oh, it's fine, don't worry about it. It happens from the very beginning, too. Like when you ask your dad, ooh, more collectibles, hell yeah. It's like from the very beginning, too. Like, in the first conversation you can have with your dad, you can ask him, what's outside the walls? And he'll be like, oh, don't worry about that. So it's always fun to actually have them say something. Because most of the time they're very quiet, which I can get because we're 12. But at the same time, it's like, come on, guys. Hey, Squirt, your mom calls out to you. Don't you think it's time you started thinking about what you're going to do when you're older? Oh, did we unlock the farm? You look at her in confusion. Isn't she always telling you to stay in school? She chuckles. You gotta think about it sometime, kid. How about you come join your folks on the farm, if you think you're up for it? I'm ready! We need to get that food up! Your mom claps you on the back. Oof, she's just as strong as she looks. Great, she says. Come see me in geophonics when you're ready to start. It'll be more fun than wheeling dirt around, I promise. Alright, nice! I mean, our biology is already almost at 100, so... Yeah, because I didn't unlock farming last time I tried this when I was doing Bases Run when I was sick, if you guys remember that awful voice. I didn't unlock it until the year of the famine, so we're getting a head start on this. We're definitely going to have to work on it. I'll still jump between each one, though. Alright, let's start farming. Work on the farm. This is going to give us biology and toughness with friendship with Cal. It's a proud day for your mom. You're finally following in her footsteps. She meets you at the gate to the gardens. Hello, Sprout, she says, sounding chipper. Come on, we've got a lot to cover before you'll be able to keep up with the rest of us. Finally, some real farming. Your mom shows you around the fields and the geophonics domes. You'll mostly be working in the fields, with the hardier earth crops like the potatoes and the corn, as well as the native plants we've managed to cultivate. She frowns. We'll figure out how to cultivate these native plants, somehow. You spend the rest of the day pulling weeds and watering plants. You're dirty up to your waist by the time you're finished, but it's good, honest work. You're proud to be able to do something that helps out the colony. Cal gives you a high five and invites you for a cool drink in the cafeteria. All the other agriculturalists join you. Of all the places in the colony you've worked, geophonics is the most like family. Maybe because they've always been your family, thanks to your mom and dad. Aww. Now this is making me sad, because I still plan to let my dad die. I want to save when both of them are alive for the golden run. I don't know, what do you guys think? Should we let him live? I do know the shimmer cure. Ooh, you're gonna love this new crop, Yabby. It's called a Pixie Bean. They glow in the dark. He's already pulling on his boots. The fields look so beautiful at night. I'm happy we finally found something we could actually grow here that isn't soy, and more soy. Dad, Pixie Beans are dangerous. You dreamed about these beans. They make people act all funny, then they get sick. Your dad laughs. Someone's been reading too many weird hollow novels before bed, Yabby, he says, ruffling your hair. Don't worry about it, my little tomato. I've been studying them since we landed, including eating them. He gestures broadly to himself. Look at me, I'm in great health. Your dad is acting pretty strange, but maybe it's just the shimmer brain? You remember the Pixie Beans mostly affected the teenagers. Ugh, you wish you could remember more. Ooh, you know I wouldn't lie. I don't like them either, your mom cuts in. I agree we should be trying to cultivate native crops, but something just feels off about these ones. Oh, look at that colony food, baby! She shudders. I can't stomach the idea of eating something that glows in the dark. Who knows what that's doing to our bodies? Your dad sighs. Outvoted, huh? He says, even though your mom's vote is the only one that counts. Your mom takes your father's hand and looks him in the eyes. Thank you for not forcing me to pull rank, she says quietly. We should still grow them, but I'm not ready to put all of our resources behind them just yet. Your dad agrees. The fields will be sowed with earth crops this year. You can't exactly remember the details, but you think it's going to help. It better. I'm doing everything I can. You try not to think about how human waste is full of the tasty nutrients and bacteria plants need to grow, and how you never hear anyone worry about how much sewage this many people can generate. You especially try not to think about it when you're up to your elbows in musty, warm soil and you get an itch inside your nose. Just don't think about it. You're taking your lunch break with Cal and talking about edible Vertumnus plants. Did you know that the dirt and climate and stuff actually change the taste of what you eat? Cal says, spooning chickpea curry into his mouth. So the stuff we grow in the dirt here actually tastes different than what we grow in hydroponics, and it all tastes different than it did on the ship or on Earth. It's called terroir? Like terra. You know, like Earth? He smiles, a few grains of rice falling from his mouth. Man, I can't wait to eat more native plants, he says. I just think they're going to be better for us, you know? Like, we breathe this air and we drink the water, so why are we still eating Earth food? Wow, Cal sounds a lot more sophisticated than you took him for. Like, terroir? Really? You're thinking about this when Cal scoops up a handful of red soil. I wonder if Vertumnus dirt tastes different. Let's find out, he says, bringing it to his mouth. Let's see, at least use some spices, or let's make mud pies. Well, these are both cards I don't have. Let's use some spices. You suggest that instead of eating dirt, Cal should eat something that grows in the dirt. Maybe something like grass roots that you turn up when tilling the fields. Your dad says they're edible with a spicy, strong taste, kind of like ginger. You make curry with veggies from the greenhouse, eggplants and peppers and tomatoes, all sort of small and sad because earth stuff doesn't grow all that well here. You spice it up with the native gingerous root. It's tangy and a little sweet. Delish. Can I analyze the flower in xenobotany? Oh, nope. I thought I could. Oh well. The colony has one massive multi-purpose programmable bot. Usually Geophonics uses it to till the fields and help the planting and harvesting. It breaks down a lot, but you kind of love it anyway. It's a big, slow friend. At one point, you kids start decorating it with stickers and your mom never stopped you. You and Cal are out in the fields, where they're planting a new kind of native plant called a Pixie Bean. These things are incredible. They glow in the dark. Cal's in a goofy mood and doesn't want to work. You've got the RoboPlow for the day, and he suggests you ride on it. Alright. You and Cal ride the RoboPlow around. It's fun, and it's nice to feel the breeze on your face all the way up here. Your mom catches you doing this, and yells at you to get back to work. And she's right. As you climb down for the last time, the bot coughs, and shudders to a stop. Your mom is so grumpy that she has to stop what she's doing and fix the bot. Again. You're cleaning off the bot to put it away for the night when Security Officer Rhett shows up. Hello, children. When you're done, please deliver the MMPG to the garrison. We need it to shore up the walls tomorrow. Wait, but we need it tomorrow, Cal says. He strokes the stickered-covered flank of the bot. Are you gonna bring it back after? After we're done with it, Rhett replies. You and Cal exchange a look. Working on the walls is a never-ending project. You get the feeling if he takes the plow, you won't be getting it back anytime soon. Certainly not in time for the next harvest. I should check with my mom first. Are you sure? Rhett says. Come on, don't be childish. You can just tell her we needed it. Oh, dang it. Dang it. No! Come on, Rhett. I'm trying my hardest, you piece of... You really don't have any options. Rhett is an adult and chief of security. You don't feel comfortable denying him the plow. You agree to deliver the RoboPlow to the garrison when you're done cleaning it up. The next day, your mom is pissed. You can hear her yelling at Rhett over her holopalm, in that tone of voice like when you're watching a holovid and someone's mom uses their first, last, and middle name. You never see the RoboPlow in Geophonics again. You don't really understand these grown-up politics, but you feel bad anyway. Especially because he came to us because we're kids, and he knew that we wouldn't say no. He did that on purpose, because he knew that we would, want to listen to the grown-up. He should have spoken to my mom, but he didn't because he's a jerk. I'm going outside. I need to spend... Oh, wait, hang on. I'll give Cal a gift, and then I'm going outside. I need to explore for a bit and calm down and maybe find something to salvage. Ooh, what are you working on? Cal is looking a little sickly. Well, I found this pretty flower growing in the garden. I've never seen it before. You take a look at it and soon begin to feel sick yourself. Wait, is this plant radioactive? What? It's radioactive, Cal says, backing up quickly. Good thing you knew that. What do we do? You're not sure, but if you study it in the Geophonics lab, you might be able to figure out how to neutralize the radiation. Ooh, scratch everything. Let's get back to this. Back in the lab, you have all the right equipment to properly examine that radioactive plant you found. Maybe you can find a way to protect yourself from them so you don't need to drag a radiation-proof virus suit every time you go to that part of the planet. Radiation poisoning isn't the killer like it used to be on Earth. With med beds, you can flush out deadly doses of radiation in a few hours. It could still make you really sick, though, and high enough doses could kill you before you're even able to reach a med bed. How confident are you that you know how to protect yourself? I mean, I have no engineering, so I think I'll be okay. You take a careless approach to protecting yourself from the radiation. Can't be so bad that you won't be able to get to a med bed in time, right? You wear gloves and a face shield and get to work. After about a few hours, you start to feel dizzy. The dizziness quickly becomes nausea, and while you're puking your guts out in a bucket, you have to admit that you're probably feeling the effects of radiation poisoning. Radiation poisoning! Who could have predicted that? You're not done with the experiment, though. Keep going! Oh, indestructible youth! What's a little hair loss and diarrhea? It's just a plant. You're better than a plant. This might be one of the dumbest things you've ever done. You'll be in a med bay wishing it killed you for at least a week, but you did complete your experiment. You discover that the radioactive part of the plant is confined to the carpel of the flower, its reproductive organs, and that the petals act as a radioactive shield to protect the rest of the plant. If you press the center of the flower, the petals close and block the radiation enough that a person can pass by without feeling sick. Neat! You should be able to use this to protect yourself next time you encounter this plant in the wild. Alright, I don't know if that was worth all the stress, but that is pretty cool. I didn't realize you would be able to get past it that way, because there are spots where we need to walk through them. Alright, so much for exploring. Ooh, extra enhancement? Gimme, 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 gimme. That could help with animals, and I need some animals. Hi, Tang, what's up? Oh, it's for the thing. For the cure. I don't even know how I accidentally got the cure last time, but I'll do it. We'll see. I want to hear from you guys on if you think we should let our dad actually live or not. Alright, let's give ourselves a new enhancement, and we're going to add eagle eyes. Your eyes have now both eagle and owl DNA, so you have superhuman long distance and night vision. It's a tricky process, much more complicated than modifying the malleable stem cells of an embryo. You wouldn't risk doing it again, but this time it works out. Dr. Instance knows what you've done, but you take her silence. It's tacit approval of your risky experiment. Got it! The colony is surrounded by tall walls that keep out most of the local exofauna, the key word being most. You often report to work to find that an entire row of corn has been ripped up and carried away in the night by something that can fly over the walls. All that's left in the morning is torn up dirt and is a dusting of iridescent powder. It happens so often that your mom has to set up cameras to catch whatever it is in action. The next day you have your answer. Dorbs moths. Giant blue moths with wingspans almost as long as your outstretched arms. They can rip the corn right from the ground. Wow, amazing, Cal says as you review the hull of it. I didn't know Dorbs moths could do that. Dorbs moths are pretty cute in a bug-like sort of way. Fuzzy dog-like heads, pretty iridescent wings, long elegant whiskers. They'd be cuter if they weren't flying away with entire stalks of corn. You don't want to run the risk of accidentally poisoning your own crops, and Cal objects to trapping them. The most humane solution is to discourage them from stealing your crops at all. You and Cal work on setting up scarecrows, but after a couple of unsuccessful days, you have to admit that you just don't know what scares these adorable little moths. What even eats them anyway? Guess I'm gonna have to find out. Cal puzzles over the security footage. They fly in from the north, especially around quiet, he says. Maybe that's where their breeding ground is. If someone goes there, maybe we can figure out what kind of animal they're scared of. If they're plant eaters, something's gotta hunt them for food. If you figure it out, it'd be a big help towards securing the colony food supply. Okay, they fly from the north around quiet. Their breeding ground, they fly in from the north? So, where's the north? Hang on, there's a map for this, right? They fly in from the north, so that's the Prosaic Plains. And we can go there next year, right? Oh, we might be able to do that. Oh, fingers crossed. That would be very helpful, especially after Rhett took our RoboPlow. I'm very passionate about the Geophonics run. I really like this one so far. I think it's because it's literally one of the areas I barely explored, so there's so much new content. Relax in the park. There are only a few glowing plants in the garden, so in the dark of glow you have to do a lot of outdoor work by lamplight. In the eerie, not light, fertile earth dirt looks the same as Vertumnan dirt. It's hard to see what you're doing. But at least we got some relaxation just in time for more stress. Should I sneak out? I don't remember what's out here. I'm leaving. Oh, the Fricky! Tame it! I need Attack Dog back, but we're doing a run with Cal, so we can't name it Attack Dog. We'll name it something else. You win it over by reading its body language and slowly building up trust. It seems to want to join you, and you hope you'll be allowed to keep it. You look up the species on your holopalm and learn that Fricky, so named for the trills it make, which yours is making now, cuddling against your leg, are neither male nor female, though they do require a mate to reproduce, so it's a they then. You decide to name them... Wiggles! Okay, Wiggles it is! They blink every one of their beady black eyes up at you, none of them in unison. They seem to have no problem with this name. It isn't long before the sirens turn off, ringing 3 short pulses as the all-clear message flashes on your holopalm. You and the other children file out of engineering and you head back to your quarters. Your parents will want to know that you're safe. You manage to smuggle your new pet Fricky under your jacket and hide it under your bed before they arrive. Your dad gives you a big hug, but your mom slumps into a seat at your small table. It's like they were going specifically for geophonics this time, she mutters, but your dad pets your hair and shushes her. I'm sure it was just bad luck, Flulubelle, he says, but your mom shakes her head and folds her hands in front of her mouth, staring out the porthole window at the fields. That's not good. Alright, but we're on to a near year, and we have a mission. We're going to hopefully be able to head out and do expeditions, and we're going to search for the Dorbsmoths and see if we can figure out how to stop them. That will guarantee us more food, and we need it, especially as we're getting closer to when the famine's going to start happening. And while we wait for the Valley of Vertigo to open, we've got to do everything we can to gather food until then. So we're going to be doing more expeditions next time, most likely, and working in the farms more. So until then, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Remember to take care of yourselves, don't think about what compost is made of, and have a good day.